Have we been sold a false promise about education that every child needs a device and the earlier the better? Across the country, school districts have rushed into one-to-one programs. Laptops and tablets are now sitting next to crayons and pencils in kindergarten classrooms. But what if, in our effort to prepare children for the digital future, we are actually undermining the foundation they need to succeed? The narrative sounds convincing. Technology will accelerate learning, kids will be better prepared, schools will be modern and efficient. But acceleration only works if the foundation is strong. When we rush to place devices in the hands of very young children, we skip over developmental skills that cannot be rushed or replaced, and that has consequences. Child development's like a growing tree. You can't rush the roots by adding weight to the branches. Before a child can handle complex tools like technology, they need deep roots in literacy, attention, emotional regulation, motor skills, and human connection. If we load those branches too early, we risk stunting the growth we are trying to encourage. Let's start with what happens in the brain. When children write by hand, their brains show widespread synchronized activity across regions tied to memory and learning. These neural patterns do not appear during typing. Handwriting builds the architecture needed for reading, retention, and complex thinking. Typing does not do the same work. For young children, keyboarding is often a mechanical hunt and peck task. Cognitive energy goes into finding keys instead of forming ideas. Handwriting is slower, and that slowness matters. It forces children to think, plan, and organize their thoughts. They might write less, but they write better. Quantity increases with typing, but quality often decreases. Now let's talk about attention span. Screens train the brain to expect constant stimulation and rapid-fired feedback. Then we ask children to sit still, listen, read deeply, and think for extended periods of time. We have created such a mismatch. The myth of multitasking makes this worse. Students who toggle between apps experience real cognitive losses, and the distraction affects everyone around them. One of the most concerning impacts of early device dependence is what it does to self-regulation. When a screen is always available, children are not learning how to tolerate boredom, frustration, or discomfort. The device becomes an emotional shortcut. We are seeing more meltdowns, lower frustration tolerance, and difficulty persisting through challenges because those skills were just never practiced. Let's talk about sleep. Sleep is another hidden cost. Children are far more sensitive to blue light than adults. Evening screen exposure suppresses melatonin, delays sleep, and reduces sleep quality. We are keeping growing brains awake when they need to rest to learn and develop. There is also a physical toll we rarely talk about. We ask 50-pound children to carry 3 to 5 pounds of technology every day. This can lead to increases in back pain, poor posture, text neck. These are not normal childhood issues, yet we're normalizing them. The brain strengthens pathways that are used and prunes those that are not. When screens provide instant gratification, the pathways for patience, deep thinking, and self-regulation gets less practice. So over time, the brain is literally wired differently. We are reinforcing the skills we want less of and neglecting the ones we need the most. So what do we do? First, be intentional. Ask one simple question. Does the task we're doing right now genuinely require a screen, or is it just the default mode for us? Try reclaiming handwriting as an essential literacy instruction. Keep physical books central to learning, especially for read-alouds. This can be very helpful to move away from all of that screen time, and it's a simple strategy. Second, we can protect environments where screens are not allowed. Maybe morning meetings, recess, transitions. Allow for productive boredom. Children need to discover that they can entertain themselves, solve problems, and regulate without constant input. And remember, you know I'm going to say it, bodies need to move to learn. Third, prioritize human connection. Empathy is learned by reading facial expressions, not emojis. Partner with parents, explain why you are limiting screens, and trust your expertise. Your guidance is more powerful than any app. Technology literacy can be learned quickly later. Some roots, though, only grow during certain seasons. The digital world can wait. Our youngest learners do not need pixels, they need paper, pencils, movement, and time. If we protect the present, they will be ready for the future. Thanks for watching, and you can find more research-based strategies like this at yourtherapysource.com. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone else. See you next time.